Let us talk about this dermatographism in urticaria. You take a scale and you try to draw on the back of the patient who has got a urticarial reaction. Whatever you have drawn will appear on the skin. So this kind of dermatographism, that is, you can draw a graph on the skin. So dermatographism is a very classical feature in the case of the urticaria, is something which you should not basically forget. Angioedema is another important condition which is also a similar anaphylactic reaction, where there will be development of a lot of edema, a deep edema within the deeper subcutaneous tissue, and there will be diffuse swelling. Sometimes it can cause an embarrassment of the respiratory system where you need to even intubate the patient. That situation also can arise. Certain people are highly predisposed to this angioedema. Those who have a deficiency of this important complement component called C1 esterase inhibitor, the deficiency of it can predispose them to become more vulnerable to this kind of angioedema reaction, is what you need to remember. I still remember the story of that classmate medico, in fact junior medico, who is so sensitive to the dust and all. She was just dusting the hostel room and caught up with this reaction, went into respiratory embarrassment and had a respiratory arrest and died. So her respiratory tract and her immunologic system is so sensitive. She was in fact a gold medalist also. So at the end the gold has succumbed to the angioedema. That's the reason this is unforgettable condition, doctor. And let us talk about few conditions like cellulitis and erysipelas. Cellulitis is basically a red streak. It is a Streptococcus pyogenes which is having a high proclivity to lead to the cellulitis. Especially when diabetic individuals, unilateral limb swelling is there, a non-pitting edema is there, think of the possibility of this cellulitis. It will be such an excruciating painful condition, the patient will be crying in the ward with the diabetes in the background with the cellulitis. On one side there is no control of the sugar because unless you control the infection, sugars won't come into control. On the other side the cellulitis pain will be very, very wincing in nature, and it is the elaboration of this hyaluronidase by the Streptococcus pyogenes that make it to lead to the development of this cellulitis, is what need to basically remember. And there can be involvement of a lymphatic vessel leading to a streak red line called the lymphangitis, which also can develop, which typically can lead to a red line, is what need to basically remember. And what is this erysipelas? Once more, it is a Streptococcus infection. Impetigo, carbuncle, furuncle, scalded scale syndrome, they are all staphylococcal. Whereas cellulitis, erysipelas, they are all streptococcal. So these things you should not basically forget. How would I like to describe this erysipelas? There will be development of a raised erythematous brawny area. Overlying skin will be very hard because of the underlying cellulitis. Typically it is a face which becomes involved with erysipelas, which is typically a Streptococcus pyogenes infection, is what I want to underscore to all of you. Systemic lupus erythematosus can lead to a lot of lesions. The most important is a discoid lupus erythematosus, which is primarily only limited to the skin, is what need to be basically remembered. How would I like to describe the involvement of the skin in the discoid? Two important changes. The epidermal atrophy will be there, thinning of the epidermis will be there, and the shape is very important. It is typically disc shaped. So discoid lupus should not be basically forgotten. Now, what is the pathogenesis? There will be a lot of anti-DNA antibodies which become trapped in the basement membrane, and that leads to the destruction of the basement membrane, and the DNA, anti-DNA immune complexes become deposited in the basement membrane of the skin. So that is the reason there is a development of discoid lupus erythematosus. And because of this immune reaction, there will be a vacuolar degeneration of the basal cells of the epidermis. Along the dermoepidermal junctions also become involved, and there will be a lot of lymphoid infiltrates which will be developing around the vessels which are there in the dermis, is the classical description of the discoid lupus erythematosus.